It's July 2nd, 2018. I'm fishing the mud on the west side of Lake Winnebago today. It's a spot I've tried it in the past week and I've caught a few fish. So I thought I'd try to give it another go and see if I could find more fish or a pattern there or presentation that works a little bit better. If this is your first time here, I'm an avid fisherman. I live in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. I fish the Winnebago chain as much as I can. In an effort to be a better fisherman, I'm documenting 100 fishing trips and posting the results on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button if you want to follow along. Hit the little bell icon if you want to make sure you get all the notifications. I'm not in the greatest bite right now. I've had a limited success the last few times out, both trolling the west side reefs and the west side shoreline and also the mud on the west side of the lake. But it was 2 fish every time. I'm not really complaining about the 2 fish, but I definitely like to try to do more, to try to get to a point where I can reliably get a limit in an evening fishing. So with that, I decided to go with the mud bite. It's this kind of a sub-project of mine. I just wanted to get a little bit better. I just started fishing the mud bite last year. Trolling the reefs is something I've done for years. So I just wanted more experience and to give it another try. I went out and I found what I thought was fish about 2 miles out from the 21st Street landing, almost exactly northeast of the landing. It didn't really take me long to find the fish out there. And this day there was a lot more bait fish than normal. So after I marked the fish, I backtracked a little bit and started trolling my standard flicker shad 11s through the bait fish. It didn't take me very long. I got a 19-inch fish in the first half an hour or so. There are 2 parts to catching fish. One, you have to find the fish, and number 2, you have to figure out the techniques to catch the fish. If you get either one of those wrong, you're not catching fish. I'm really getting better doing both, but I still second guess myself a lot. When I mark a fish or when I catch a fish, how long should I sit and still fish that fish or the group of fish? If I'm not catching fish, is there, can I go somewhere else to find fish? I know there's an adage that says you never leave fish to find fish, but there's also an adage that says one fish doesn't make a pattern. You definitely want to be able to catch more fish. So if these fish aren't willing to bite, or if there aren't many fish here, there's probably a better spot in the lake to find more fish. I'm feeling like I have better intuition, but I still need more to really maximize the time that I'm on the water. and then the fish seemed to come to an end. So I gave it another chance. I swung around and trolled back through them, and this time I didn't pick up any fish. When I got to the end of the troll this time, I decided I'm just going to take a little ride and see if I could find a more promising spot. As soon as I got on plane, I realized that even though the fish stopped where the troll stopped, they didn't stop for very long. When I got back on plane, I could see more fish. So I decided to give these fish another chance. Went around where I stopped the troll and started trolling again. This time I tried crawler harnesses. They worked pretty well when I was out with my nephew. And again, it didn't take very long. I picked up this 18.5-inch fish. There are times I really second guess my analysis. Are the fish I'm finding just that sparse where they're hard to catch? The whole idea is you need to improve your odds. If you're only fishing 1 or 2 fish, it's a lot harder to catch fish than if you're fishing a whole group. Marking fish in the mud like that, I really, sometimes you only see 1 or 2 marks. Sometimes you're just fishing 1 mark and a lot of bait fish, and the assumption is that there are more walleyes there, but are there? Is there a better way of marking the fish so I know I have better odds? I'm just not sure. I do tend to stop at the first place I do see fish. I guess that has to be a clue to me that maybe I'm not using every opportunity. If I don't see more fish the second or third place that I try, I can always come back to the first place. I think I'm going to make more of an effort to do that. Alternatively, am I not trying enough presentations? Should I take more passes and spin through more lures and speed and size of lures and speed of the presentation? And I'm already pretty good at depths. I constantly am adjusting the depth. There's probably a more productive lure to use in any situation. I don't do a good job of trying more than one presentation. On the other hand, maybe 2 fish in 2 hours is enough. They're the fish I'm looking for. They're really good fish, 18.5 and 19-inch fish. Those, that's nothing to sneeze at. That's a really good fish. On the other hand, when I caught the fish last week, pre-fishing for my nephew and with my nephew, there's no question. I put a few lines down and I was catching fish really consistently, and I guess that's what I need to look for. But how likely is that? How likely is that to find on an individual fishing trip when I only have 2 or 3 hours to fish? It's about more than fishing. I'm out there to enjoy myself as much as I am to be successful at fishing. So, there's a balance there. And while I feel good about how I maintain the balance, I do want to get on the other side of it and catch more fish. But I have to realize that it's not going to happen immediately, and it's not going to happen every day. I started this project to become a better fisherman, and I can definitely feel that happening. I understand techniques a lot better. I understand conditions a lot better, why the fish are where they're at. I guess it's natural to just want to go faster at transforming, at getting better at fishing. But maybe this is the time for patience. So this was trip 52 of 100 of my effort to be a better fisherman. Hit the subscribe button to follow along. I got 2 walleyes today for a total of 95 for the year. And with this information, let's get out and fish.